Hi everyone, this is AJ and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my review of episode 1 of the Book of Boba Fett. So let's talk about it. Okay, so the Book of Boba Fett has just dropped on Disney Plus. Obviously, I've just watched it, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. We see the return of Tamara Morrison and Ming-Na Wen reprising their characters. You know, you've seen them both previously in The Mandalorian and Boba Fett, obviously, from the original Star Wars trilogy in a very minor role. So this episode is called Stranger in a Strange Land. It delves into a lot of the backstory of Boba Fett, of what happened after Return of the Jedi and his consumption by the Sarlacc pit. We do get to see his escape. Beyond that, I will say now that there are going to be spoilers in this, so if you haven't watched it and you don't want to know, then don't listen, switch off now. So he escapes the Sarlacc pit. We see this, we see him inside, we see how he gets out, and we see how he loses his armour. Jar will steal it, and he then gets rescued stroke imprisoned by Tusken Raiders, Sand People, who utilise them for his own means. Now this is all done in a sort of flashback sense, in a dream sense, when the character of Boba Fett is inside a healing tube filled with liquid, much like Luke Skywalker is in Empire Strikes Back, only this one is laid flat like a bed. He utilises this on occasion within the episode. We also see him take over as the crime lord, the head crime lord, taking place of Bib Fortuna. Well, we haven't seen him dispatch of Bib Fortuna or anything like that. Although we did in that scene at the end, didn't we? Yes, we did in the scene at the end of Mandalorian, I believe. So, yeah, but that's not shown in this series. We see him go into town. He decides to walk instead of being carried like some objectified god. And he goes into an establishment, says it's basically under his protection now. But as he leaves, he gets attacked, and this sort of stuff. But the primary focus on this story is him in the desert with the Tusken Raiders and how he comes to establish himself as a respectful individual by them. The episode is written by Jon Favreau. Obviously, who is the architect of this sort of Star Wars on TV. So that is nice. It's nice to have that writing again. Now, it was a very good episode. I enjoyed it. It runs for 39 minutes. So once you minus off the title sequence at the end, it's probably about 34 minutes long or something like that. Now, the trailers didn't really do much for me for this series, primarily because it's all again set on Tatooine. It's like this is the hub for everything Star Wars. It's like, yeah, Tatooine, we have to be on Tatooine. So that really didn't interest me too much, although I do like the harshness that you get to see of Tatooine within this episode. There are a few familiar surprises, locations, shall we say, which I shan't spoil. And there is a scene where you are introduced to a new type of creature that lives on Tatooine, which is what Boba Fett goes on to fight, unarmoured, while out digging for water with a Tusken Raider guard, a youngling, and defeats this and saves the youngling and this sort of thing. And that's how he garners the respect of the Tusken Raiders. So story-wise, there's not much more than that. It's more establishing Boba Fett in his role as a crime lord, his initial steps into that, and how he saved himself from the Sarlacc and the journey he went through to the character that we see in The Mandalorian pop up. So, you know, the episode looks great. There's a lot of nods to Star Wars, obviously. You get your droids, you get your banthas, the initial shot inside Jabba's palace, when you see it empty and the camera sort of panning around, you know, yeah, all very good, all very Star Wars and this sort of thing. It relies on all that. There's no spaceships or anything in this episode. It's all literally desert set, sand set. But yeah, no, good episode, good start to the series. This series is 7 episodes long, not 6 like I believe The Mandalorian was and the Disney Plus shows have been. This is apparently 7 episodes. So I will be back for a talk about next week's episode. And yeah, and that's it. So this is AJ. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.